He did
win
the game.
Clip where he just the down air into the F smash. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're not seeing the pit, I'm afraid. Any of the Bloom pit fans, I'm afraid you're disappointed. We're going to see some witch twists instead. But yeah, normal service has resumed. Bloom is not in the mood to try out his one of 50 characters.
Not yet.
Not yet. Give it time. We might see the Sonic again. I hope not. Anyway, we're moving back in. We've got MazeBeans versus Bloom. I mean, yeah, again, we were saying before, I think they played at main event, but I think the last time these guys played before that was all the way back at Regen 2022. So it's been a hot minute since we've seen these guys play on a regular basis. Of course, even before that, we saw the big upset. We were saying before MazeBeans got a big lab. But yeah, I don't think we've actually honestly seen some high-level Bayonetta versus Steve gameplay from these two.
I'm gonna say typically it doesn't actually happen with these two. As you say, like with the pit coming out last time, which was kind of a wild one from Bloom anyway to go and win the event with pit entirely. But yeah, the Bayonetta is rare. I can't remember. Like, so the last time they faced previous that was Regen, which happened back in July of last year. So you know, a long time ago, and I cannot remember for life me if that was the Bayonetta then. I feel like it was. But
yeah,
also,
I want to say the Bayo. Back at Regen, I think it was the Bayo, but always it's been relatively close. 3-2s and 3-1s, never any clean sweeps.
Yeah, and almost that up smash catch it as well. We talked about how close it is. You know, these two are very, very close in percents, keeping it nice and even. Bloom obviously trying to catch the recovery there, but Bloom not able to find the stock just yet. And all the while, he's got to watch out for these ambushs as well, which I feel is like especially prevalent when you're facing a character that likes to play in the air. Because you could be going for these witch twists, but suddenly you could just have an ambush drop on your face out of nowhere.
Yeah, very true. I think that's the thing that Bloom always feels in his comfort zone with Bayo in terms of comboing you the depths of the blast zone or the very top of the blast zone. It's actually quite funny that when Bloom plays, about 10 know the different characters, he always plays with that same level of confidence off stage, even we saw with the Cloud in the set versus Hollow. But yeah, we saw the MazeBeans versus Pelly set was, you know, building some structures, mining away. We saw Pelly, you know, finding ways of trying to get in against MazeBeans, or at least trying to be very patient, picking his spots. It'd be interesting to see how Bloom tries to deal with the big walls.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially as like Bayonetta is not a character that necessarily can go for time. It's, you know, certainly, you know, can play that slower pace. But typically, is very much a character that sort of builds on momentum. Is very much a combo character, as we've seen, you know, so many times with those witches. Just being able to confirm, you know, typically struggling to kill kind of outside of that, unless of course you land a giant forward smash.
And then here comes a giant fist. Yeah, I think that's it. It's the, you know, of course, Bloom4Eva can try and nickel and dime MazeBeans, but of course, if you're the Bayonetta player, you're desperate to try and get, you know, a little bit more than, you know, 20% from each confirmed. It's going to be a punish game matchup as Ultimate seems to be late game these days. But yeah, a little bit more. It's just interesting the comparison between this set and the Pelly set, because Pelly was happy to kind of stand back and let MazeBeans not completely stand back, but generally was happy for MazeBeans to get a lot of resources. Bloom's trying to kind of stay in that kind of closer range, not, you know, trying to take advantage of the fact that MazeBeans, the kind of some of the scrambles can be a little bit telegraphed. The kind of the easy burst range minecart or the easy burst range dash attack could be a bit too tempting. And look, just exactly there we see baiting out the minecart, immediately punishes with the side B.
Yeah, and again, this is where it's like scary for Bloom. Got to try and get back, and Anvil does come out there. Another one on top of that iron block, but the problem is iron blocks take a while to break, so that Anvil is not going anywhere. Especially as Bloom just able to make it back onto the stage. Takes MazeBeans to the sky, but not able to take the stock just yet. Still flying though, still getting that damage going. But just even with all these hits, it's still not the stock, Moog.
Yeah, Bloom4Eva chasing MazeBeans so high, going for the immediate double up B. Oh, the untechable, the back air, the percent was too high.
There we go.
Game one, a 2-stock.
Okay, yeah, Bloom again looking so strong. It was so. There was also moments where I feel like sort of Bloom was going for, you know, things like the witch twist, and they were just getting bashed out by the back airs or, you know, the minecarts or anything like that. But even despite that, it was the fact that Bloom was still able to find his hits. Even if they were interrupted at some point, he was still getting a lot of things going. So the percentage was still climbing ever higher. And of course, in the end, just able to find those bigger hits.
Yeah, I think, as we were saying, I think that matchup that time, I think Bloom was kind of trying to chase MazeBeans more, not let him get any sort of mining resources for free. Because that's the thing we were saying before in the previous set, like Steve without the resources, without the kind of burst options of the minecart, whether it's powered by redstone or not, he's kind of, you know, he has the kind of weird sort of low base stats. And the reason why Izol famously thought he was the worst character in the game, you know, that's the fact. But that's the thing. Bloom4Eva recognizes that if he can try and stay in the range where MazeBeans sort of has to be in that unreactable sort of position, he has to swing, and then Bloom can try and whiff punish. And then, of course, Bayo's whiff punishes they're pretty good. They tend to kill you very quickly.
Also, I just have to comment because I saw them selecting it as when they chose literally the least hype song in the entire game for this intense game 2 between these two. The set that will decide who gets into grand finals.
I always love a good bit of environmental noises to finish out grand finals, but we'll see if I get my wish with that. And there's, of course, the many joys of About Within getting out of the up smash there, which is not something you see every day, but it is a multi-hit.
Absolutely. And now, of course, Bloom just dancing around his TNT as well, not going to engage with that. And the MazeBeans actually just backing up into it. Not only is about to explode, so it sends him higher, but again, Bloom just on the hunt for this kill. MazeBeans is trying to find something, but he never seems to kind of find an opportunity to land actually a strong hit. It's just a lot of kind of these little hits. And then, of course, Bloom lands something like that jab and takes away the stock.
Yeah, I think Bloom caught Maze just ever so slightly lacking there. I think he sort of whiff, I think it was like a whiff normal or something on the ground and able to sneak in the first few hits of jab, which will confirm at that percent. Oh, trying to finish.
Okay, we are diving off stage. And Bloom.
Hey, the Looney Tunes theme. I don't know what's happening. A lot of hitboxes
and both of them just returned back to stage absolutely fine. It's like nothing happened.
Nothing happened. But a gold back air will.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's always interesting seeing the people play against Bloom. They have to be so ready for tech situations at any one given moment. You can't take the sky, though. You cannot take the sky.
Unfortunately, that is one area you cannot take, unfortunately, as MazeBeans does fall to that. Going down another stock, and Bloom again landing these rising up airs there, getting more and more damage, but the Steve Tax is finally out, and it's a lot of damage, Moke. It's a lot of damage.
He killed him from that. That is the power of Steve, quintessentially. A little string sort of built and built and built, and MazeBeans saw a spot to try and get the tower into the up smash, and a character like Bayo kill you about 100 at that high, sort of that high distance.
And we're starting to see it again.
There's no way.
My goodness. And actually decided to go for the forward smash there, expecting, I think, Bloom to SDI off to the left. But unfortunately, the parry is going to be huge, and it's going to be the game as Bloom takes him to the skies and robs that stock away.
Bloom was stuck on top of one of the blocks that MazeBeans had built, and it gave that little bit of extra verticality that means that when Bloom finished the combo, he was in the blast zone, which means the first few hits, or the final few hits, I should say, were enough to take MazeBeans stock. So the question is, I see that's choosing Sonic music.
Yeah.
Now, Bloom is 2-0 up, and the last time Bloom was 2-0 up,
oh no,
we saw something a little bit different, and Bloom is chuckling to himself, and we might know what that means. Oh no.
Bloom. You know what? Just choose random. I know you want to, MazeBeans. I know you want to. Okay, now go for
MazeBeans is here to win.
All right, let's see what it's the cable.
Oh,
the cable is actually one of Bloom's best characters. Oh my God. Okay, just wrap this up right now.
It may be one of Bloom's best characters, but it is also KK Rool.
It's also a huge target for Steve, who very much likes getting his combos going against a large body.
Yeah, we're seeing, just as we say, I think the combo tree that MazeBeans able to get, we're seeing the sort of back hit of up tilt was good enough to scoop in KK Rool there. Continue the combo!
Okay, no.
Poor Looney Tunes.
The TNT not doing anything. Bloom, you need to get out of the way of that TNT. You've been knocked back into it. Bloom, you really need to get away.
Oh, he did the tech. He did the PM jiggle, whatever it's called. He disappeared via.
Okay, wait, someone called that.
GP.
Review it. But still, regardless, the back end comes out the kill as well for MazeBeans. But Bloom4Eva sends him down, goes for the down smash, the up smash even.
There's always something that I find just so poetic about, you know, the that down B, that was crazy. But it's just like Bloom4Eva just going random in losers finals. You know, you got these sort of like character masters playing. You know, you got Curry Governor on the cloud. You know, the sort of refined use of their one true main, their soul main. And Bloom is like, here is a random crocodile.
Here is a
Lady
crocodile.
Luck has given me.
A piss-colored crocodile.
Is K. Rool a crocodile or alligator?
Yeah.
It's a croc.
But regardless, I mean, it's just it shows how good Bloom is with so much of the roster that he's actually keeping this very competitive as well. Yes, MazeBeans holds the lead right now, but they're still on the same stock count. And Bloom's K-Roll has been seen before, which is the craziest thing. We have seen him use his crocodile actually in sets, in bracket, and do well and win with it.
I think fair play as well to MazeBeans is getting that stock lead. He's stuck with the Steve. There's always the temptation if you're 2-0 down, you know, the games weren't super close. You're kind of like, you know what? My opponent's kind of sandbagging, kind of throwing for content. Am I going to, you know, sort of join in the fun?
Oh my God.
Oh gosh. you are kind of getting clipped on though, MazeBeans. I will not lie. You kind of just got clipped.
Okay, one stock left for MazeBeans. Can you beat the crocodile? It was a random pick from Bloom, but can you beat it? Amazing tech for Bloom to survive the Anvil. Gets the grab, sends him off stage. The projectiles come out, and he's not going to make it back. He's not going to make it back.
Jeez. And there we have it. Bloom4Eva is going to take it 3-0 over MazeBeans in losers final. MazeBeans looking about as happy about that as you might expect. The K. Rool was enough to finish it. We were giving MazeBeans a lot of credit for sticking to the Steve to try and get back into that set, but 3-0. And Bloom is going to stay right where he is. We're going to have the winners finals run back.
Yes.
We saw how much